Hello. Welcome to Couch to 5K. It's an adult Bible study that we are putting together for Second Presbyterian Church, although anyone can listen. It is to hopefully help you understand the Bible better and hopefully to read it more. So we're excited about this new offering. I'm sitting on my couch here, so I hope that you have had a chance to read the scripture. The scripture today is Hosea 2, verses 2 through 15. So let's take a look at what the book of Hosea, when it was written and who it was written for. In this prophetic book, God is speaking to the prophet Hosea, and God is metaphorically referred to as the husband, and Israel is referred to as the unfaithful wife. Now, the book may be hard to read because God is very angry at the unfaithful wife, and the words come across as harsh. But this book is allegorical, so remember that as you're reading it. It is not literal. God's role is angry husband, and Israel's role is unfaithful wife. Now, Hosea was not written to glorify violence, not against women or against families. It's an allegory, so we have to remember that as we read it. And it was written to the Israelites when they were having a lot of trouble. So it relates to a specific time and place, but what can we learn about it today? God's speaking in this entire passage, but there are two parts. Verses 2 through 13 is when God is angry. God, as a husband with a wife that has been unfaithful, is very angry, and the words are harsh. But I want to know if you've ever thought a lot or some about an angry God and why God might be angry in your vision of God. Why God might be angry at us today. I think there are things that we do that can make God angry, and it's hard and painful. So many traditions preach about an angry God, and they preach about God throwing people into hell. How do you reconcile this angry God, which we hear about a lot, with your view of God? Is your God angry, or is your God full of grace? And a lot of times it depends on what we've grown up hearing. Too often we can forget and focus on one or the other. Sometimes we focus on God's anger, and other times we focus on God's grace, maybe a little bit too much. In verses 14 and 15 comes the second part of our passage. It's a completely unexpected turn. There is nothing that gives us any indication that it's going to happen, but God changes from angry to forgiving. God the husband welcomes back the unfaithful wife. God speaks to the wife tenderly and offers a door of hope. So do you think the wife comes back to God the husband? Has she, Israel, learned anything by her unfaithfulness and God's anger? The passage is metaphorical. It uses the idea of marriage to describe God and the people of Israel. In this metaphor, Israel has rejected God, and God is angry. Yet in the end, God opens a door of hope to them. God is forever faithful. And what does this passage say about God to you? And how can or does it relate to our world today? That's all for now. Enjoy reading, and I hope that you will read Hosea a little bit more so you can get a feel for what this book is trying to say to us today. Blessings.